went to the Anne Frank house. We got there early, like an hour and a half early, I think. So we ended up just walking around the streets there and discovered that most of the things don't actually open until between 10 to noon. Most of the things are primarily 11 to noon. And I don't really understand that because we're used to things opening around 9:30. And around 11:20, we started walking back to the Anne Frank house. We had to wait until 11:45 because that's when our ticket was. So we went straight in at 11:45 and went through that, and it was a really great experience since I've been waiting to do that since I was in high school. My principal was really into teaching us about the Holocaust and the war, and I'm really interested in that kind of history. After we got a quick lunch in their little cafe there, and after we said we didn't really have a plan for what we wanted to do after, but we saw a lot of canal tours going on. We knew that was something we wanted to do. We had a few coupons for that, so we ended up going on like a hop on hop off 1.5 hour tour. So we went on that through the canals, and that was really great. Our tour guide was awesome, taught us a lot, and the best thing about it is that all the houses are so narrow, as you know from, and if you know Amsterdam at all, but at the top, at the peaks of the houses, they have hooks so that when you are moving in, because the staircases are so narrow, you have to basically hoist your furniture up on those hooks into whatever level of the house you want those things at. So basically, if you mess up, which we saw a few houses had broken windows, that's kind of what happened. Like, you know, your piano falls to the ground. Today was actually a really busy day, but it wasn't really planned. It was just like, you know, we knew the things we wanted to do, but when were we gonna do it? And tomorrow is our last full day here. Monday we are heading to Scotland. So today we started at going to the 9 streets, and we knew getting there early would absolutely be pointless, so we didn't get there until probably 10:30 when we thought most things would be open. We found out most things weren't open until noon, which was surprising to us. But it was still pretty interesting going down all these little laneways, and because it was a Saturday, it was really busy there, so it felt more like something in the summer if you were to come here. After that, we figured out, but we came across this like area that seemed very popular, and we kind of turned down the street, and it was, I guess, part of central Amsterdam. We weren't even really sure what this part is called, but it had like your H&M and your NYX Cosmetics and like all these kind of American stores, like McDonald's, Subway, like all that kind of stuff. So we eventually just walked down that street. I think we missed a bunch, but we weren't really like planning on going down that street, so we ended up at Dam Square. We went to a little restaurant where we just kind of got lunch there, and it was our one, we've kind of planned to have only one outing where we spend money on like lunch or dinner or whatever. So then, yeah, we ate there for a bit, and we kind of walked around the area, and then we followed the Rick Steves tour to the red light district, and it was kind of what we expected, but kind of not. What I mean is, like, what you expect in the red light district, you know, in the windows, there were maybe we saw 5 girls. Like, there weren't many, not that that's what we went for, we just kind of went for the experience. But the actual area of the red light district is actually really cool because the whole, you know, streets and the buildings is actually very, still kind of old and very, I don't know, set to the city, I guess. But it was actually pretty cool walking down there and seeing all these like Little Italy, and I'm assuming we walked through Chinatown, I'm not really sure. So the Heineken experience was the one in their tour that we were gonna go on. And we got our tickets, so we ended up taking a different tram down to Heineken Experience. We went all through that, and you get like 2 free beers. Although to a Canadian, the 2 beers equal 1 pint, so it's not really 2 beers, I'd say. But it was obviously very good because it was Heineken. And you do a little beer sampling before you get those 2 beers too. So we kind of had like their version of 2.5, but Canadian version maybe 1. That was fun, and that's something we wanted to do since Heineken is very obviously prominent here. Like everywhere you walk, every street corner has Heineken sign on it. Stopped off at the windmill just because we heard people get on the tram and they're getting off there too, so we said, you know what, why don't we just stop there? We saw it, so we walked around that for basically a few minutes. There wasn't really much other that we wanted to do there other than just see it. There is a restaurant there, but we already had lunch out, so we didn't want to get another outing. So that's about it. That's our kind of recap on Amsterdam. I don't really want to talk in public, so what I do in public is just going to be what we see. And maybe I haven't filmed much. I don't know. I'll see when I get to the editing. Everything kind of looks the same here. It's bridges, narrow streets, and narrow houses. So, and canals. But, yeah. So that's about it. That's all we've done so far. We seem to be accidentally walking into cool areas of town, so we'll see. But for today, that's about it.